Hello, Leos. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Welcome to our little sanctuary in the forest. Thank you for finding me in this wooded land and coming for a reading. Anyways, it's my whole thing. So I love it. I hope you like it. If you don't, I'm not going to change it because I really do like it. I really do like it. Anyways, we're going to get right into your reading, Leo. Okay. It looks like that you're having difficulty. Let's actually get right into this. And maybe this is a good environment for you right now because you pulled out the storm card. You pulled out the storm card, but then you also pulled out woman holding a coin. So this feels like you could either be having a very difficult time with a specific individual, but you could also be having, when I say difficult, like this disruption here. There's disruption. It might even feel chaotic. It could feel like things are being broken down. It could feel like the things that made sense are suddenly like not like lining up for you anymore. Like things that lined up really well just aren't. This could be centered around business. It could be centered around financial health. It could be centered around physical health. It could be centered around even possibly having an opportunity here. It could be about possibly having a big opportunity, and it feels like it could really disrupt everything for you. And when I say opportunity, it would lean around the category of like finances again, or maybe work or business, or maybe it's an opportunity to make a big change or shift in your lifestyle, or your health in some way. Like it could be somebody, like maybe you've been procrastinating about getting healthier or working out or watching what you eat, and suddenly you are given an opportunity to try out a gym free for 3 months or something like that, right? Like maybe it's a new business, they're trying to get people in there, and it's just like, yeah, no, you can do 24/7, you can use this place as much as you want, but at the end of the day, we want really a free review. If there's any major problems that you find, can you talk to us first, and we want to like fix them. Like there's something like that. Like it could be like, and it's kind of like, well, this is your opportunity. If you really want to make a change, how could you say no to this? And you could be like, well, I don't know if I can stay motivated. I don't know if I have the time. And I'm like, and then you're going to have to disrupt your life. Like, right? Like, it's like that. But I don't know. I feel like for most of you, it probably has something to do with finances, business, work. It doesn't feel good. I just got to say that with the storm card. The storm card is talking about it not feeling good. Y'all could be on different timelines with this as well. Like some of you could be in the throes of this right now. Others of you could be kind of like exiting this energy also. There's also something really curious going on with your underlying here. You have the third chakra, indecision, community, garden, the garden and the gate. This looks like to me somebody feeling like really, really confident about something. Somebody feeling like they understand what their purpose is. Somebody who understands, and not just understanding it, but feeling really enthusiastic about, what it is that they want in life, where they're going with it, how it's going to turn out. And then we come into indecision, and I'm kind of wondering if it's like having something to do with some sort of outside source. Some sort of outside source here that has made you second guess yourself. Is it a community? Is it like some sort of like-minded people? Maybe you tapped into something here that's like, this is my purpose, baby. I feel really comfortable doing this. And then all of a sudden, because the indecision is followed by these two cards. It's almost like there's some sort of outside influence here. It could be 3 people specifically. But then it's like you're not sure what you should do. It's like you don't know what you should do. And maybe this is even taking the leap of faith to do what you feel like you're being called to do, but the community is making you second guess yourself. Like I think there's something here that you want to, in the past, like this is in the past. So, but it brings us to where we are now when you're standing at the gate. So maybe there's a big decision that you have to make, and it feels like it could affect your finances, or it feels like it would affect somebody very significant or important to you. And how they're significant and important to you could be like, I want to say it has something to do with your stability in life, with your physical stability, maybe like feeling sort of nurtured and cared for. Celestial is the card that's at the bottom for the Return of Spirit Oracle deck. So with Celestial, that's telling me, right, like that you probably did walk into some sort of purpose here. Walk towards some sort of purpose, but then you become indecisive of it. And I really do feel like it's the community. It's like you stepping out of something that feels uncomfortable to everybody else. I feel a bit like I said that. Is that like a bit of an Aquarian energy that I picked up this week? Now I can't remember. But it is. It's like you wanting to do something here, feeling pretty confident about it, but then the community gets you to hold back, or you're holding back because of the community. It's you know, it's comfortable to be in the position that you're in now. I want to say something here. It's bringing me, it's like I'm getting visions of that book, Who Moved My Cheese. It's a great book. If you haven't read it, I've recommended it many times through the years on my channel. Hasn't come through in a while. It's coming through right now. There's a possibility here that the cheese is running out in the portion of the maze that you're in. It's a possibility. And what that cheese symbolizes, it could be creativity. It could be finances. It could be resources that you need access to kind of like survive. So the community comes across. I can't remember the name of the two mice in the card. So let's say there are two mice. Actually, that's perfect because there are two mice in the story, and there's a person in Who Moved My Cheese. And they're all hanging. So there's three there, right? And you are coming across as the person. You're the person here. And the person in the story is really reluctant to make any changes or come out of an area that they feel really comfortable in, because that's always been where their cheese is. The cheese has always been there. So the mice are kind of like noticing ahead of time though, right? You know what? I think the cheese is not showing up in this part of the maze like it used to show up. So the mice start running through the maze, and the person just sits there. It's like, I still have cheese. I still have cheese. Why are they panicking? I still have cheese. Like, right? And it could be, I don't know. Like, I don't know if the writing is on the wall here, maybe at work or something like that. Or, I don't know. I'm not surprised. I just feel like the world is getting a little bit weird financially. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's coming around. A lot of things that are going on right now. And I don't know if there's something here where you're feeling a bit of a storm financially. But because I'm getting that, like, there's always a resource. There's always something somewhere. But a lot of times it's our fear. It's our fear of change. People, like in that story, the mice just react. They don't get into their heads and start overthinking anything. They're just like, the cheese that's in here is pretty stale. And nobody's replenishing it. So they just start going, right? And there's a lot of little areas that they go down. And they get a few crumbs of cheese here and there. They're not finding anything of value. It takes them a while. But they start kind of heading out before the cheese is completely gone. Right? And then the person in the story, the cheese is gone. And then they still don't move. They still don't move. They stay there for quite a while to the point that they get really, really hungry and desperate. And they move past whatever their mind is like freaking them out. Like, don't go out there. You don't know what's out in the maze, or it's going to be more difficult. Someone will bring cheese back here. The cheese will come back here. And anyways, the person ends up getting to where the mice are, but the mice have been there for a while, relaxing. Like, oh, it's great. Great that you came by. Okay, so I'm going to go into the tarot here because there's a storm with a woman holding a coin. Or you've got that. Or maybe there's someone, there could even be someone in your life who's spending too much. Could be something like that. Could be something like that. I know a friend, they had an agreement between themselves and their spouse about, how they would look after the finances. No, husband wasn't doing something very well. He was like borrowing from Tom to pay Paul, or whatever the fuck that's called. And then when they had to go get their mortgage renewed, they were looking at all this stuff and they're like, what the fuck were you doing? You were taking from the line of credit to pay the credit card. Why did you just... And like, right, there could be something like that. Like, that's like a discovery, like, oh my gosh. I mean, it got all worked out for them. I think they ended up having to put some back on mortgage, but it was like... So, I don't know. Maybe there's something like that playing out here for you too. It does feel like it has something to do with, like this, the stability and the security that you have around yourself. So the storm. Oh, God's trying to move you out of the storm. I like the two with celestial as your underline. No, God's trying to move you out of the storm. Maybe it's still kind of giving me that whole vibe though of the, who moved my cheese? Or who moved the cheese? Because there were signs there. God's trying to show you. God's trying to show you signs here. Okay. And it could feel like a storm. You have a whole shitload of table, Larry. A whole shitload of table. There's a ton of table over there. I've given you a ton of table. You have access to jump up from the side and the front. He's got to do everything. There's differences. The lighting has changed. I've moved things around. You know, you probably... Well, he was definitely checking out. Yeah, look at all this table. Eh? Aren't we in the forest, Larry? Okay, where's God trying to take you? I'm going to ask that. Where's God trying to take you? Interesting. Sneakily towards something. God's trying to take you to some sort of covert. Something covert here. There's a hidden diamond. God's trying to take you to the hidden diamond. Interesting. God's trying to take you to a hidden opportunity? The Knight of Cups. The Hermit. The Nine of Wands. It's literally, it feels like something you've been looking for. It feels like something you've been looking for a long time. Something that you have been trying to find within yourself. Trying to find the answer within yourself. Trying to listen to God here. This looks like something you've been listening to God. You've been listening to God for a long time. A long time. Why does this feel like it's taken such a long time for you? What's going on with this? Okay, because, wow. The Four of Swords, the Moon, and the Star. Okay, because this is all about healing your fears. If you're experiencing something, like the storm can definitely create fear in us. If you're experiencing some sort of fear in like some sort of major changes that are going on around you, it is to heal this. So what you're feeling is completely normal. What you're going through is like, it is in some way part of a change that was meant to happen for you. This is seeing beyond illusions. It's trusting your intuition. It's not trying to get too caught up in the shadows that are cast in the forest in the night, right? Like this area is looking like it looks real pleasant during the day. Doesn't it? Look at that. I know I blocked some of those beautiful parts of the forest. I should just like sit off to the side. Like I'll sit way over here and y'all can just look into the forest. I should do that. Just do that. Because doesn't that look like a really inviting path? Just go up into the forest. But at night, those shadows get elongated. Things start to look a little bit weird. But with the Star, it is to heal this. It is also even to take you to some type of destiny. A blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. Oh, word. A blessing in disguise. Let's look at this woman holding a coin energy. Do I have to get another mat just for you, love? And he likes the sound of the birds. Woman holding a coin. Ooh, the Ace of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh, interesting. The Seven of Wands. And the Empress. Oh my. You know what? This is definitely something that turns into something really good. I don't know what you're struggling with right now. You are struggling, and it is to sort of like face, recognize why. There's certain fears that I feel like are being triggered in you here. And so the point in some sort of journey that you're on right now is to figure out why. Why does that fear trigger you? What is it that you worry most about? Or what is there sort of that's been maybe even programmed in your head here to make you worry or feel sort of stressed or fearful about a situation that you find yourself in? And I say that too, like maybe, I mean, there could be real legitimate concerns here. Like maybe there's a fear of losing your job. And in this fear of losing your job, right? Maybe, well, I think, well, it's a pretty natural fear. But Is it stopping you from doing something? Is it stopping you from seeing the direction that you really are meant to be going in? There's a hidden diamond here. And I feel like it's important to explore different avenues in life right now with the maze. You don't have to commit to any exploration that you're doing. You don't have to commit to that. That's the whole point of the maze. Like, you're free to move through the maze and do whatever you want in the maze. But there is some sort of need here to kind of push through the maze, because there is going to be, I see in here, this storm is going to lead to a very powerful level of healing in terms of maybe what you have, like any wounds that you have associated here with money, with resources. There could be emotional health here that is also healing. Waiting for, I also want to say there's something like waiting for some type of change to happen. And that could be part of the fear here, is waiting for some type of change to occur. Protecting the value of what you have around yourself. Recognize the value of who you are. Because something's going to blossom in a big way. But I feel like I'm catching you on like sort of a difficult spot here. But it's not, and I don't know how long you've been feeling it. It also is showing me that it's not permanent, and that's pretty much how cycles work. But it might feel permanent because it's what you face day in and day out in some way here. But it is going to drastically improve. I hope I'm clarifying that. Like, it's going to drastically improve with this energy that moves forward here for you. Significantly. What, let's look at this indecision in the past. Maybe you were confidently indecisive. Confidently indecisive. And I just told you, you don't have to commit to anything in the maze. This indecision in the past. The Ace of Pentacles. A new beginning. A new opportunity. A crowning glory. Being crowned. Where's the community? What happened here with the community? The Queen of Cups. Love. Love. Healing? What's with the garden and the gate? So why are we not moving? You got the key around your neck. So the community doesn't feel like it was holding you back. Unless it was. Unless love was something you're like, no, I need to stay here in love. The high priest, because of the unknown. The unknown to what? There's something hidden from you. Yes, there is. This is I don't want to complicate this for you either. This is a very simple test. And when I say test, the whole point of the test is for you to move past some sort of block that you might have inside you that's related to some type of fear here. Maybe it's a fear of the unknown. Maybe it's fear of how things unfold if you don't have a certain amount or level of control in a situation. But it's designed for you. This is like, it feels very specific, like it's a specific test. It's a personal test just for you. And I'm not saying it like the universe has come down here. God is saying, all right, you know what, you ain't been doing too good. I'm going to test you on this. No, it's maybe test is not even that. It's a work through. It's kind of like a work through. This is an opportunity for you to work through a fear here. You're not going to be shown A, how something can unfold, or B, what the other side is until you arrive there. And the idea is you arrive there without any fear. You know, I said it's very simple, but it's also like it's a challenge. That's a challenge. Fear is a very powerful instinct that is ingrained in us. Like, it's in our DNA, man. So Knight of Wands is at the bottom. In the past, it's sort of like a drive. Your drive, your desire. Maybe you're holding back here on your drive and desire. Like, maybe, I don't know. I feel like you should keep walking through the maze. Don't be afraid to explore. You don't need to commit to anything. I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, Leo, I am going to ask... Okay, in the extended, I'm going to ask, what burden is it that God would like to take from you? What burden would God like to remove from your shoulders? And I'm also going to ask, what have you accomplished already in this lifetime that your soul was hoping that you would accomplish? What have you accomplished in this lifetime already that your soul was hoping you would accomplish in this lifetime? There's 2 options in the description below if you'd like to follow me to the extended. Thank you so much, bovine babies. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.